And preliminaries, first, folks, I'm calling the meeting to order. I'll indicate that there's no public comment to be made other than that which might be offered in connection with any of our individual cases. There are no minutes to approve. And as stated, I have 4 items on the agenda. So now I'd like to swear everyone in. So anyone who wishes to give any statement in this, in any of these cases, would you please raise your right hands and be sworn in? Okay, I can't see whether everybody's raising their hands, but I'm hopeful you are. So do you and each of you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in these respective proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
I do.
Very much. Now, when you testify in your matter, indicate, if you would, that you were sworn in at the beginning of the hearing. With that, I'll call Hilltop Homes. This is a request for variation to reduce the required lot size for 2 existing lots from the required 75 feet each to approximately 33 feet each. And the matter was published in the Daily Herald on January 6, 2026. We have a Downers Grove Township case on approximately 0.23 acres. The matter has been circulated to various departments of the county and neighboring municipalities. No comments or objections have been filed with the exception of an objection filed by Downers Grove. That's in written form, and I have viewed that and may refer to it during the hearing. I have a survey, which is petitioner's exhibit number 1. And that's dated, the current survey, reasonably current. And then I have a site plan, which is petitioner's exhibit number 2, which appears to be a handwritten markup of the survey. Who's the petitioner? Okay, sir, state your name and address for the record.
Victor Lenhart, my home address and my office address. This is the Hilltop Homes.
I don't care.
3311 Hobson Road, Woodridge, Illinois.
And your last name, how do you spell your last name?
Lenhart, Leonharet.
Okay, go right ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm just asking for the lots to, there's currently 2 existing pinned lots there on a 66-foot is only known as lot 22. But it is 2 separate pins, which are each 33 feet wide. And I'm just asking for permission to build a home that I have a design that I have built in the past. It's a 23-foot wide by, depending on which house I do, it is 35 foot deep to 42 foot deep. It is a single family, no prefab construction, new stick built. It is a 3 to 4 bedroom.
If I grant a variation, you could build a Taj Mahal or a chicken coop. This, what's before me is whether the lot should be 33 feet.
Well, I'm stating my reasoning on it is the house I'm building would be an affordable new housing option in an area where there no such thing exists. Downers Grove, as we all know, the prices of real estate, especially new home construction in Downers Grove, is astronomically high comparatively even to other areas within DuPage County. Me having personally lived in that neighborhood, I have a family who still personally lives in Downers Grove Gardens. Is interested in building a house that would be affordable for a younger couple or an older couple who want to change the sizing of their house and don't need as much space, need something affordable to not leave the area they either grew up in or they've lived in for a long time. So,
Okay, you want to address the zoning standards?
the house that I have designed will fit with a 10% on the outside, I'll call it, to the north and south. And then from the middle, it would still have enough room for a shared driveway capable of being 2 cars wide, but it would just be a 0 lot line shared driveway, of which the neighborhood Downers Grove Gardens has many of, would be previous residents of myself and my father's current residence.
To be
Okay,
clear,
I
it's
have a-
one house
I have an
on each
object,
pin.
okay, wait just a
right?
second, please. I'll give you your chance, but we're making a recording, so it has to be clear. You want to address essentially, the heart of the objection from Downers Grove is that, if 33 feet was the width, it would not conform to the standard in the neighborhood. What do you have to say about that?
Well, the house would actually be larger with more bedrooms, more bathrooms, and more space than many of the existing houses, including the previous house that I was in was only 900 square foot ranch house with no basement.
Yeah, but they're talking about the lot size.
Well, I understand it's an existing lot. It's been two PIN numbers for a long time.
Okay,
I-
and I also have a.
I'll also say on that, that at the corner of Woodward and 59th, there's a house that was built within the last 10 years that is on a double setback on a 50-foot wide lot, which also then shrinks that lot down to a 35-foot lot. That house was recently built within the last decade.
Okay, I wasn't aware of this until I looked at the packet, because this has been added, this is newly added. There's an email with some attachments which addresses the flooding condition, and that's from Tony Ross,
It's me.
addressed to Ms. Infelice. Do you have any knowledge of the flooding condition?
I do not have any knowledge of it. The lot is heavily wooded at the moment. I know at the very, very back, it's a 300-foot deep lot, and I believe it's the last 20 or 25 feet are marked as part of they might be the 100-year floodplain. They're not in an actual unbuildable floodplain. They're on a marker. I know that neighborhood does get water. Like I said, I live there. I trust you guys. I know what happens when it rains down.
But we have a
Woodward and
septic right next
63rd.
door.
Okay, hold on, folks. And how long have you owned these two?
This is under contract contingent on me getting this approved.
I see. So you're a developer?
I'm a builder.
Okay, is that all you have at the moment?
Yeah, at the moment.
All right, let's, is there anybody, is Darcy
Oh,
here on this case?
Yeah.
I think I will say on one other part of it, I did already check with Downers Grove Sanitary, and there is sewer and water already at the lot, so it does not require a well, a septic, and lobs valve. There's no wells anymore due to lot farmers politeness all of us years ago, so.
Yeah, I have, there's an indication here that water and sewer are available. Okay, who would like to make a statement about this case?
I would, sir.
All right, would you state your name, spell your last name?
Do you
tell
want me to
me your
move so
address?
it's in the camera or is it?
Hold on, no, you don't, no, that's
Okay.
something else. Okay, you gotta state your name, spell your name, give us your address, tell us where you are in relation to this property. In other words, the address may or may not mean anything to me. I need to know if you're a next door neighbor or 10 miles away. And then tell us, I support the petition, I oppose the petition, I'm neutral, and then you'll have a couple of minutes to explain your position. All right?
My name is Tony Rossignolo, Rossignolo. I live at 6045 Stonewall Avenue, which is the next door lot to the north, to the south of the subject property. I've been at this address since 2003. There was something else you wanted to say?
Support or oppose?
I am definitely opposed.
Okay.
Um,
Want to give me a reason why?
I sure do. I've lived in this area since 1983, kitty corner on Lee Street, at another house that was by this wetlands area. By trade, I'm a building inspector myself. I have been since 1984. I'm an engineer, and I'm educated in both biology and engineering. My main objection to this particular is the wetlands. My lot is, and I sent the pictures to Jessica that you're referring to. My lot is also backed up by this wetlands. And it's an ephemeral pond, so it floods very regularly, especially in the spring, and it flooded just last week or 2 weeks ago. I sent pictures of that as well. It's designed to absorb water and release it slowly. So, the reason I bring up the fact that I'm a building inspector is I've seen many instances in this regard where people have built lots or on smaller lots or torn down smaller homes and built bigger homes. and modified the areas to the point that they cause flooding in other areas. And that is certainly, excuse me, something that I'm sure my neighbors agree with me would be undesirable. This wetland serves the whole neighborhood, by the way. It's not just, my house or surrounding houses. Everything, it's at the bottom of a hill. Everything flows that way. And it also serves as a significant habitat for many protected species of birds, mammals, reptiles, amphibians. And our concern, I speak for my neighbors as well, but my concern, placing two homes on this small lot would certainly alter the landscape and put all the other neighboring homes at risk of water intrusion to their yards, basements, crawl spaces. And additionally, a lot of the homes in the area still have septic fields. And in my previous home on Lee Street, I had a septic, and I know that when those things get overflown or overdone with water, they tend to fail, which is a very expensive repair to correct a failed septic. Not to mention it's a horrendous problem for the neighborhood, smells and so forth. In the 23 years that I've lived on this property, I spent over $20,000 of my own personal money to improve the drainage. I got some zoning permits from you guys years ago for that, to drain the water to where it's supposed to go. And of course, my fear is that if this is altered and that water comes any closer to the property, then we have water intrusion issues into the basements and crawl spaces. And I shared photos with Jessica. Thank you for saving those, Jessica. And I think it's also important for the county and the developer to realize that if we start having water intrusion into basements, mold issues, property damage, destruction of septic fields, I think that opens people up to the risk for legal actions, which everybody wants to avoid. So it could be costly in that regard to recover damages for those kind of things. But there are many other issues involved with this besides the wetlands part, and I'm going to defer to my neighbors Lori and Tara to talk about those. But
All right, thank you very much. Sir, the email and the photos that you sent, would you like to make them hearing exhibits?
I most certainly would, yes.
All right, I'll receive them as Ross objectors exhibit number 1. Now, which of you ladies would like to be next?
I can go next.
Okay,
I'm
it's not necessary that you repeat any of the information that Mr. Ross just gave, but if you agree with it, you can indicate that you agree and then add something further.
okay.
So name and address and
Okay, I'm Lori Tobolski, Tobolski. I'm 6030 Sherman. I live across the street. I've lived on Sherman for my entire life. My parents have been there for 50 years as well, and my grandparents have been there for 75. So I'm well aware of the flooding issues in this neighborhood. So I absolutely support Tony in everything that he says. I want to add, since I am across the street, myself and the previous owners to the house just to the south of me have spent substantial amount of our own money to preserve the natural flow of water so that it does drain over into that area there. And Tony did do a tremendous job with fixing up the side lot to collect some of that water. So anything that you build on, and to state you want 2 homes, one on each one of those 33 feet lots. So it's 2 homes would substantially impact there. I can speak for the person behind me, and I've made complaints that are on file with you guys. You allow several hundred yards of dirt to be dumped in my neighbor's backyard for his dirt bike ramp. And since then, it has caused a considerable amount of flooding to my yard alone, and it all drains off around his property, and you can see it on a rainy day. So that alone has increased the water flow to my yard that I've had to divert into his retaining wall in that area there. So that's an issue. But I also want to point out a couple of things. adding an affordable home in that area of such extreme difference in character is not going to do well for our property values. There are very few houses in that area that are built on a 33-foot lot. And that was prior to the 50-foot variance that was once allowed some time ago. Now that has been increased to 75 feet. So you're asking for a home on less than half of what is required today. I'm shocked that we would even be sitting here as that's even a remote consideration, that that much of a difference would be allowed. That area, particularly too, at that intersection of 61st and our street, is also the same road that we have an elementary school on. We have no sidewalks in that area. And it is a bus stop for our middle school, and there's approximately 15 middle school students that get on that bus every morning. To add 2 homes to that area would add to the congestion there and our kids walking to street. And I have 2 little ones that will go to that school and will be at that bus stop. So that is a large concern of mine as well, because it's not meant for 2 homes.
Okay, thank you very
Not
much.
And I do have a signed petition from some of the neighboring neighbors in the area saying that they are opposed to this. If you would like more, I definitely can do that. But the character of the house, it's too much off the standard. Could impact our property values in a negative way. Too much density, overcrowding, people are on septic fields. Local infrastructure, I can say too, Downers Grove, does not do a great job of maintaining their, sewer systems. And I have State Farm Insurance, and I have a special $652 assessment on my property taxes because Downers Grove has had so many claims about sewer backups from their system. So adding 2 more homes to that sewer system is only going to add to that problem as well. So no, I'm very much opposed to this.
We have a format for petitions. And the request, well, first of all, let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Who circulated this petition?
Me,
Did all of the people who signed the petition sign in your presence?
yes,
Okay, this needs to be, that needs to be stated on this petition, and then your signature has to be notarized.
okay,
So, you might be able to accomplish that here today.
okay,
I will write the legend in for you, so there's no confusion.
okay.
Could you start while I'm scribbling away here, if you want to go next?
Sure. Tara Schmidt, CHMIDT. My address is 6025 Sherman Avenue. I'm, the house adjacent to the lot, at the north side of the lot. I'm opposed to this, variance, and I second Tony and Lori wholeheartedly. I just have some general statements, but yeah, as a lot next to them, we are on septic, so the drainage issue is a huge issue. Even if we did connect to the sewer, that would be thousands of dollars to reroute going from the backyard to their street and ripping everything up. So that's a huge concern. And the fact that the zoning requirement is 75 feet, this would also require a variance just to do the 66 feet. So the fact that we're sitting here at 33 feet for 2 properties is, completely in left field, in my opinion. But again, as far as the aesthetics of the neighborhood go, this does not match any of the surrounding, homes in the area. we already are in the unincorporated lower income part of Downers Grove. Our school in itself already is a Title IX, very, very, has a lot of low income, which is great. It adds a lot of diversity, but we don't need to change the aesthetics of the neighborhood that we are in. We have plenty of townhomes that feed right into the home and apartments, so affordable housing is there. It's already there in that neighborhood, not necessarily needed to increase it in our country area, I guess. And as far as what Lori's mentioning with the bus stops, I mean, I recorded a video and submitted it several years ago about the dangers of walking down that street. There's no parking restrictions on either end, so building two homes with a shared driveway, so many people do park on our streets overnight for, for months at a time, I guess, really. And so I don't know what that looks like for the kids. Every preschool bus and school bus is required to drive down our street in the unincorporated area to exit the area. And so you're adding a lot more risk, and it was posed as we don't need busing to that school because it's not a risky area. But it really is. I mean, walking our kids down the street, especially with snow, we're in the middle of the road. And now you're
And it's a huge hill
Yeah.
too.
right.
You can't go again, I'm sorry, so.
Okay,
I
yeah.
keep it clean.
It's
I understand. the
just,
issue.
so there's just the, increasing that, and then you do this the one time, and then there are smaller homes on these other size lots. This sets a precedence for what can happen throughout the neighborhood now, and now that density is increasing, sewer issues arise or septic, it's just gonna impact the surrounding areas if this is the precedent that's set.
Okay, thank you very much. Darcy? You want to make comments?
Yes. I'm Darcy Marchuka. I live at 6017 Sherman Avenue. I am about 4 houses to the north of the property, and I am opposed to this. I already have flooding issues in our home when we are at the top of the hill, and when we get a heavy rain, our yard does flood. You can see all the yards throughout this side of our neighborhood, which is on the same side as the property, are pooling water. Everything from both sides of the block starts feeding over here so that it can drain naturally into the wetlands area. And if we're putting more properties on there, it's just going to make this worse. In regards to what they're talking about with the traffic patterns on this street and the bus stop, I am at home at the time every day when the students are going to school. We are at the top of a hill. A child has been in the past was hit and died on this hill. So a lot of us are very sensitive to this. The bus stop is very chaotic because the junior high kids, they don't have anywhere to stand, so they are in the street. Like they're talking about with parking on the street, especially with parents dropping their kids off at the school. There's so many extra cars in the street as it is. Now we're adding more people. It's just very risky. And yes, so many of us in this neighborhood have invested so much money into our homes. The day that we purchased our home, hours after we closed on this house, we were having Permaseal come over here because we were leaking into our basement already because we had a microburst in the area and the water had nowhere to go. So increasing more properties on these lots, especially down at that point in the neighborhood, is not going to make it any better. So I'm definitely agree with my other neighbors, and I'm opposed to this.
Okay, and you were sworn in before the hearing?
Yes, I was.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Do you want to make a final comment?
Yes, I do. I have one question for you, Chairman, first, if you could clarify for me. Due to the age of the plotting of this lot, even for it being 66 foot, it would not, due to county rules, actually require anything to rebuild a house in one house in the 66 foot lot. That is still allowable due to the lot being.
I'm not gonna give you guidance on that.
Okay, I'm just saying, the way I've read the county rules, and I've been told previously by people here, I would not be required to go through anything special to build one house on a 66 foot wide lot. What I'm asking about doing actually has less impervious surface than one larger house would. So for all your flooding issues, if I build one giant house, will cause more problems of what your concerns are than the two smaller ones. And thank you for letting me know that you illegally routed water and neighborhood across this lot that you do not own. You said you drained it, you said you moved
No,
it across, you said you.
You're on, no.
let's not,
He owns a lot next to him on the
Other
other
side.
side.
Okay,
Wait, okay, but you guys said that you followed all the water and neighborhood across this lot, and it goes to this magic wetlands that you don't own at the back of this lot. That's not your
No,
property.
do own
You don't
I
own
property.
it is what it
Okay,
is.
you own part of it then.
Okay,
Okay, so I
sir,
misunderstood what you
sir.
said.
That's it. No more discussion of that.
Okay, that's fine. So then my only other question that they brought up is the traffic concern, and obviously these houses have a driveway and both would have garages. I don't see much street parking being an issue. Yes, I know the neighborhood. Like I said, I lived there for a long time. I still have family there. All those roads are narrow. They are what they are. They're the county roads over there. I know. I don't see a guarantee that whoever buys this house is going to be street parking and driving like a crazy person. So,
I'm sorry, you're a builder. 2 homes says
Okay.
agreed.
Sir, miss, I'm really trying to control the record here.
I'm sorry.
well, it doesn't smell great if I'm trying to
Yes,
build.
it does.
Well, one time you're telling me not to build affordable housing there because it'll bring down the neighborhood. Then you're accusing me of greed when I could build $1 million house there. So which one is it? I'm kind of confused there on that.
Sir, just address the zoning issues.
Okay, that's fine. Well, it's over here saying stuff of what I'm doing and it's not true. And the house actually, is, well, for zoning, you say don't care about the house, but affordable housing on new house construction would be around 400,000, which actually puts it in the upper median of that neighborhood comparatively to a lot of houses there. So,
Okay. Right, thank you very much. I'll close the hearing. I don't believe that I need any additional information, but I'll hold a record open in order to get this petition back, and I wanna, can you, Ashley?
So you need
You
to
can-
have it notarized.
You need to scribble your signature on the bottom and then have your signature notarized. So don't sign it now, because you gotta sign it in front of a notary. You may, as I say, you may be able to accomplish that by somebody at the desk outside.
Sure.
All right, I'll close the hearing. We'll reconvene about this case at the recommendation meeting, which is set for February 4 at 3 p.m. in this room. No one needs to attend. No additional information will be permitted from any party unless I request it, but I don't believe, as I said, I think the record is clear. So I'll render my decision, which constitutes a recommendation to the County Development Committee, which will be later in the month of February, make their determination and then accelerate the matter to the full county board. So by the end of February, the administrative decision on this case will be filed.
May I ask you a question, Robert?
Yes,
What you mentioned earlier about the Downers, Village of Downers Grove had a objection and something about 2.3 acres, which I'm not sure what that was about.
2.3.
2/3, I think, 2/3.
Oh, 2/3 of an acre. Okay, so you said there was an opposition from Downers Grove and I don't know.
Yeah, there's a letter to that effect. You can review the file and see the letter. I raised what I thought to be a salient point to me and to Downers Grove, which is sort of the character of the neighborhood. But I'm compelled to consider not sort of what I think should happen, but whether a case was made to support the variation.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. It's Robert, zoning hearing officer, and I'll call case 25070, the 40 petition. This is a request for conditional use for an existing pond to be located less than 10 feet from the rear property line, approximately 2 feet, where the pond has existed for at least 5 years. It's an Addison Township case on approximately 1/4 of an acre lot serviced by well and septic. The matter was published in the Daily Herald on January 6, 2026. I have no comments or objections from the other departments of the county or the neighboring municipalities. I have one exhibit, which is a 1991 survey site plan combination, well beyond the limits of what we accept as a permanent survey site plan, which I'll just note for the record, not rejecting the exhibit at this point. I just want to make that observation. Now, are you both going to testify in this case?
I don't even know who she is.
I'm the
Okay.
property right behind yours.
Okay, I thought it was.
Wait, stop.
What?
Are you both going to testify? Are you going to make a statement?
Yes, I sure will.
All right, would you raise your hands and be sworn in, please?
For her or me?
Both of you, if you're both gonna test, that's why I
Yes.
asked who's gonna testify.
Yep.
All right, do you and each of you swear or affirm that the information and statements that you make in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay, both indicate I do. Mr. Forty, I'll begin with you to make your case, sir.
Well, pond's been there close to 25 years.
Okay.
Basically, it was there when I bought the house. I improved it and added different pumps and waterfalls and different other features.
How long have you lived there?
Probably close to 30 years. I only have pictures of the pond going back to when the divorce back, she took everything. I've got. I have photos, dated photos going back to 2008.
Well, are you gonna make it an exhibit?
Huh?
Are they going to be an exhibit?
I guess. It's fine with
Your
me.
case.
I mean, there are photos that it was there back that far at least.
Do you want to you want me to see those
Yeah,
photos?
great. That's, you
I'll
see
take
the
this
dates
to-
on the back of the
I'll
photo.
take these as group exhibit 2. Photos by Mr. 40. There are, I don't know what the heck this is supposed to be. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 photos. So group exhibit 2 is composed of 9 photos.
You don't have to take them all, just.
You introduced them, so now they're exhibits. You
Okay,
want to
whatever.
withdraw some?
Huh?
You want to withdraw some of these photos?
You can take them all, but just they're dated on the back.
Look, this is your case. I don't get a vote on how you present it. Let me ask you about this photo. Is this the pond?
No, it's just some flooding.
Well, is there a picture of the pond in here?
Those are all pictures of the pond.
Sir, there are no water in most of these pictures. Oh, here's one. Here's 2 that have water. And I don't know what this is. There's a bridge or something, presumably over a pond. Is this what we're talking about here?
That's the pond, yeah. It has a
And-
bridge over the center.
And the contours of the pond do not change, presumably because you have landscaped it with rock at the.
They're the same
edges.
today as they were on that date on the back of the photo.
And the date is.
Different bridge.
2009.
That bridge rotted away, I replaced it.
Okay,
The new bridge only has 1 bar on this rail instead of 2.
so, I don't quite know how to say this, but you received a packet of materials about your case, which talked about what you had to introduce and what arguments and information you had to speak to.
That's it, the pond's been there and.
That's your entire case?
I guess, yeah.
All right, do you have anything you want to say?
Sure do.
What, tell me
Now,
your,
I am,
tell me your name.
my name is Jeannie Wilcoxon, Wilcoxon. First name Jeannie, Jeanne.
And your address?
I currently live in Elmhurst, 369 East Huntington Lane, Elmhurst. I grew up in the house. My father, Kenneth Olson, OLSEN, still owns that property
What property?
directly behind
All right,
the house in question. I lived in that house. I grew up there since 1968. I lived in that home. My father lived in that home until 7 years ago, when for physical needs, he currently lives with me in Elmhurst. His grandson, my son, occupies this residence on 7th Avenue, directly behind. And he maintains the property very well. for my father. So that's who I am, and, I also have pictures to show you. And I also have probably a more relevant, we had to have a topical done, a survey.
Okay, I'll take this. Are you an objector?
Yes,
All right, I'll take this as objectors exhibit number 1. What does it show me?
what this is showing is because of the flooding that we had for years in the yard and, backing up to the fence, okay, it shows right here is the, public utility, the easement, which should be 10 feet on either side. We had a lot of flooding because as the years have gone by, everybody has built up. This yard, which I will show you in a moment in the photos, are the flooding that has gotten worse and worse because of it. This easement should run from north to south. Everything is filled in. The people just to the south of us, they're too high, the water won't flow. The water in the yard behind us is built up. You can see where the water, it comes down from his yard. This yard, same thing, the water, it should be flowing to the south though. This fella actually did have a drain pipe aimed right to our yard, like we were a reservoir. I think the county did go out and correct that though, but we still have this water flowing down here. We have,
Where is this property? Is it here?
his property is here.
Yeah, okay.
So we did the fill to, just make the slope, the correct slope for it. And then we had to get the survey done, which we hadn't done prior, but we had the survey done. The county came out, everything was permitted, everything was fine. Approved, it's done to code, everything is to code. We are probably the only one on the whole block that is to code. Now, even though we are to code, we have our easement there. The water can flow or should be able to flow, but it backs up here. Another thing would be that I'm hoping that we can have the county come out and remediate people have to manage this because we are still a retention pond here. If that does not get opened up.
Okay.
I will show you the
Yeah, show
flood.
me this picture.
I absolutely will have that. Let's see. I have. This is the back of our yard.
How many photos are you doing?
Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
What does that have to do with my son?
6, 7, 8.
Okay, I'll take this as, objectors group exhibit 2.
It has to do with the location of your pond, not the pond itself, but the location of the pond.
My pond is lower
Okay,
than your
no,
yard.
no, this is not a debate. She has to make a statement and then you make your statement. Right. Okay, so this is your backyard?
Can I step over to?
Sure.
Yes, that's the back of the yard. And see, and another question, see, he has a shed that's also within the 10 feet of the easement.
Okay, well, that's not.
This- right. Okay, this is
So-
looking behind the fence from the corner of our yard, behind the fence,
Yeah, I see that there's a drainage issue in your backyard.
see,
And I also know from his pictures that there's a drainage issue in his yard.
here's,
Explain to me,
I'm gonna just show you on this one photo, it would be probably, okay, now this is from the north end, looking down. And this is all built up higher than our yard. It's higher. His water drains right into our yard.
We appreciate the fact that this is exclusively about the delineation
Of the
location of
pond.
the pond.
Okay. The pond, everything is built up higher. The pond is within,
Everything in his yard?
and his yard is built up higher. You can
Okay.
see it from looking in the back of the fence line.
Okay,
So. My problem with the pond. As I said, it is not the pond itself. I don't care what, if he has a pond, if it is 10 feet in. Because my feeling is that the county wanted 10 feet on either side of the lot line as a swale. For this water to run from north to south. There is no 10, the whole 10 feet on his side is blocked. There is no swale on his side. So.
I
It's,
can answer the questions.
okay, well, hold on. I wanna make sure you're finished.
my feeling is that. It was a lot of time and money to try to get this yard from flooding again. Some of those pictures are recent, so as you see, we are still getting some water in back. But because of our swale, hopefully it's going to remain further back. It was up so high that our septic field wasn't working because the water was up so high. Everybody on this block should not be building within that 10 feet easement because there's no way for the water to flow.
That's a utility easement.
It is, but we were told it was supposed to be a swale.
Well, I don't know who told you that.
Well,
Okay, can I
Okay, so
speak now?
your position is you object to the location of this pond
yes,
because it should, that bit of property should be used as a swale to alleviate flooding on the various neighbors.
right.
Okay,
We had another hearing, my husband actually attended.
is that related to your objection?
It is. Because where you're questioning where we were told it should be a swale. That's what he was told when he went in there, that the water should flow from north to south, and that was the direction of the flow.
Okay, sir, just chill out. I told you 4 times, you're gonna get a turn.
Well, okay, but she doesn't know what she's talking about. I can show what's
Okay,
wrong.
I don't wanna argue about that.
Whatever.
All right, are you finished?
I'm finished for now.
No, you only get one.
Oh, well, um. See if my husband, he couldn't attend, so. See if there's anything else he wanted to mention.
Yeah, it's an exhibit.
Does she need a copy?
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah, I need to keep this if I can.
Well, no, you can't. You
Oh, I
made it an
can't.
exhibit. I need the document.
Can I make a
Exhibit.
copy of it?
Yeah, we'll arrange that after the hearing.
That would be great. Okay. So that, I guess then that would be my case, is that I feel that it's the location. If everything was not within the 10-foot easement, that our yard would not be getting flooding.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Forty. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to respond. But I have to tell you, sir, you did not address any of the issues that you need to address in order to get relief. So my inclination is to continue this case in order to allow you an opportunity to get some advice or do something in order to present your case. I think you're obviously not familiar with the process, and it would be unfair of me just to say, you didn't state your case, so your request is denied.
Okay, well, right now, it's basically because what she's saying is causing a
No.
problem.
No, that's not at all. It's the fact that you didn't make a case to begin with. I took her information under advisement. But you can address what she had to say now. But I suggest that you agree with, I mean, I'm happy to make a decision based on the record that's been made in this case. But I don't think that gives you the fairest opportunity to, and I'm not saying you're gonna win if you just come back. But I don't think it's fair to you if I just decide on this record because you're obviously.
Well, what I don't understand is what preparing would I be able to do? The pond was there, it's been there.
Sir, if your case is the pond has been there, so I win, you lose. You have to address the requirements for a conditional use and sort of, make your case. So you might, and this is a big deal. Maybe you need some assistance, maybe you need an attorney, maybe you need some zoning expert. Okay,
Or can I address the,
yeah, I said you can
I
address, it with-
show you?
want more pictures? All right,
When the person living in the house started bringing in dirt, I went back to her and say, this is the back of my fence, this is her property.
I really don't care about the dirt that somebody brought in.
Well, no, I'm trying to show you, see, the water flow is supposed to go that way.
Okay,
And he had a pile of old rocks that I guess her uncle or somebody dumped there. So he had standing water like back here. And I told him, take your tractor, knock that hill down, put it in the low spot, and the water will help go that way south. Well, he just brought in all this dirt and built it up. And so now they'll never get any water. I get it all. So there.
okay. Want me to take one of those photos?
Yeah.
I'm gonna amend petitioner's group
So,
exhibit
yes.
2 to now include 10 photos instead
And
of,
sir, actually my pond is lower
I don't wanna see any.
than the
pictures.
property line because when it floods, it fills into my pond with contaminated water and I gotta pump it out, it's all the way to the street to get the dirty water out before it kills the fish.
All right. So. Let's give them. a month. So 18th. All right. I'm gonna continue this matter to February 18th. At 2:30 in the afternoon. You may attend. I said that you only get one chance to make a statement, but he's gonna. Submit additional information, so I will give you another opportunity to respond with
Okay.
new information.
Okay,
And you don't have to attend in person. I don't know if it's gonna be 40 below zero on the 18th. You can zoom in again if you want.
Okay.
All right, that's the best I can do for, in order to be, sufficiently, fair to all of the parties. So we'll conclude the hearing for today and continue the matter till February 18th at 2:30. Mr. Chen, I don't know if you were on earlier. I'm Robert Carthall, the zoning hearing officer, and I'm calling 25069, the Chen position, which is variation to reduce the side yard setback from existing shed from 3 feet to approximately 1 feet. Property is about 0.27 acres in Downers Grove Township. Matter was published in the Daily Herald on January 6, 2026. And I have one exhibit, which is dated 2021. And it shows the shed in question, which has been penciled in. All right, Mr. Chen, were you sworn in?
Yes, that's what. Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and proceed. Do you have any other exhibits, first of all?
No, I don't. That is the only one that that I did, and once I received the notice from the county, then I start the work myself, and since then it's unfinished.
Okay. So tell me about your case.
It's basically like I don't have a basement. I just need some storage, so I just decided to put a shed But the thing is, like my backyard, it has a pitch that goes upward that I have like two retaining wall. Like half of my backyard is like gone because of the two retaining wall that's keep going upward. So that is pretty much that's the only location I could put unless I put it in the middle of the center of my remaining backyard because on the left side and the right hand side there is like a drain in the center of my remaining backyard. So I really don't have much option to put like a shed up.
And you're only 1 feet from the side property line?
I think it's more than that because I look at the survey and I went out and did the measurements. I think it's maybe like 1.6 to like 2 feet away.
All right, what is the shed made out of? Is it a frame shed?
This frame, I poured the concrete foundation myself, 4-inch with metal mesh, and with where they treated wood stud on the base, and then like use 2x6 for the top, and then like 2x4 for the wall, and the exterior is those 4x8 exterior siding panels that I.
Are there any utilities that service the shed?
No, none.
What do you keep in the shed, sir?
It's mainly like stuff that I clean the front yard, backyard, or like storage for like screws, hammers, some miscellaneous like property cleanings, tools, and stuff like that. I put up shelving inside too, so but like that was before I got there on notice.
Who lives at the house, sir?
I'm sorry?
Who lives at this house?
Me, my wife, and my daughter, 3 of us.
And what is your business, sir?
I own like a small construction firm.
Okay, how about your wife? Does she have a business?
No, she works at home. She works for the insurance company.
Okay, so there's no use of this shed that relates to your construction business, right?
No, this is more because we don't have a basement. Like we are like across from the lake, so we don't have a basement. So we basically have like no storage.
So everything that's in the shed is residential goods of some kind or another?
Besides maybe like a couple hand drill and some nails.
Well, nails can be residential.
Sure,
I've
but
got-
like I kept those for my work. Just to be honest, I just kept
Okay.
a box of those is for my work. It's pretty much empty inside right now.
Okay.
So it's like pretty much just like all the shelving. I put a lot of.
I don't see any access to the shed other than by, presumably by foot. So where is the entrance to the shed?
It's in the front. It's in the front facing the street,
Facing, let me see.
facing Monroe Street.
Okay. And how tall is the shed?
One side is 8, one side is 9.
Okay. All right, I understand your position, sir. I also understand you didn't make reference to this, but I understand the hardship, unique circumstance, or practical difficulty, which relates to the rest of the circumstances on the back lot, the retaining walls, etc. So
Actually, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go
I'm
first.
satisfied that I have enough information to make a decision. If you have nothing else to add,
I want to add one more. Like since I put the shed a little bit, I realized that like it helps me blocking the water that's coming from the neighbor when it's like raining really hard. It blocked the water coming to my side because like the house is much higher than my side. So all the water from their backyard is pouring to my side. Everything's pitched towards to my backyard, and I was a little bit lower. So all the rainwater is coming since I put up the shed because I poured the 4.
but that barrier could be accomplished if it was 2 feet, if it was moved 2 feet.
Mhm.
So I think the material information is that which you testified to a few minutes ago.
Okay.
Anything else, sir?
No, besides one last thing is that we received an email from the HOA stating that like they received the notice from you guys. We got the email last night, 5:30 PM, and stating that like we need approval from them too.
What does your neighbor to the presumably the north have to say, if anything?
I let my neighbor to the north, north is this way. My neighbor, she didn't say anything because like before I did anything like a year or 2 years ago, I told them what I'm going to do, and then like I didn't do it that year is because I got sick. So like a year later after my surgery, and then I went back to my neighbor and let them know, hey, I'm going to start building it. So I told them everything, and they didn't say anything to me, and
All
say
right,
they
thank
said
you
it's
very
okay.
much. I'll close the hearing for today. Record is complete. I'll make my decision on February 4 at 3 o'clock. That you can appear or not appear. There's no further information to be given at that time. It's just a 1-minute announcement of my decision in this case. That will constitute my recommendation to the County Development Committee, who will confer about the matter and make their own recommendation to the full county board. So
Okay.
I'll
So
close.
like, I just wait for like an email notification from you guys, or
No, I just gave the notice.
okay.
February 4 at 3 o'clock.
Okay. What else
Same
do I have
time,
to do
same
on my side?
station. All right, does he? You know, you don't have to appear. You don't even have to zoom in.
Okay.
We'll let you know what the outcome is.
Okay. Thank you. That's what I was asking. Thanks.
All right.
All right. Yep.
Thank you.
Have a nice one. Bye bye.
Thank you, Robert Carthel, I'm the zoning hearing officer, and I'm calling 25071, the Stroh petition. This is a request for variation to reduce the corner side setback for a new attached garage from the required 20 feet to approximately 5 feet. It's a Milton Township case on 0.22 acres. Matter was published in the Daily Herald on January 6, 2026. I have no objections or comments from any of the authorities to whom we've circulated the petition. I have two exhibits. The first is a site plan dated December of 2016. The second is I'm sorry, the first was a survey. The second is site plan. Well, I guess. Is this? Let me see if I can find a date here. Is this a current site plan, sir? Why don't I see a date? Maybe because I can't see, it's too small.
Yeah, that's what it was requested of me, and I handed to them.
2016.
Yeah.
How did this? What did you do? Just draw this in?
No, actually, this is a Plata survey that I had, I believe, from when I did solar panel on the house, and I used that as a sketch, and then I just handed to the architect to draw the site plan. So that's an actual drawing by an architect, what you see over there.
And there are dimensions from the architect. Then
Yeah.
I have group exhibit 3, which is a series of photos. I'm not sure what they tell us, but go right ahead, sir. You were sworn in at the beginning.
Yes.
All right, go right ahead and tell me what your case is about.
Right. So what we're trying to do here is build an attached garage. We bought the house as it is from an older family back in 2016. The house was built, I think, circa 1955. Not much you can do there. So it was originally built the way it is, not according to the new laws, rules, regulation. Right now we're trying to attach a garage. According to the new rules, if I were to go by that, it would be an impediment in architecturally and convenience and everything. Pretty much the way the house was built, it's impeding any new construction, right? According to the new rules, any addition, any construction. So what I'm doing today is asking for a variation for a waiver in order for me to build to where it looks aesthetically pleasing, and it's okay for me and my family to be able to use. The pictures I attached over there, you're gonna see if you look at the roof line, that's another thing. The way the house was built and then whatever addition ahead, it's pretty much a hodgepodge of roof lines and everything. So that's another impediment for me to build. It's pretty much a can of worms if I were to, break into there and try to attach a garage. First, it would be the distance from the street. According to the new rules, I would need to start building past the white door. If you see on the drive over there, the white door. So I would have to tear that apart and the window and start building there and go all the way to the neighbor's fence, as opposed to what we're trying to do. If we were to start building, in line with the split, it would, help me with the roof line. It would help me with, giving me the space, the architectural look, pretty much everything. And since the house was built like that, it's not going to be any issue with the neighbors, with visibility or, blocking view or anything like that.
All right. Any, of any objections from any of your neighbors?
No, personally, I talked to everybody that's not involved, but they might have something to say, and everybody's very okay with the idea. They actually encouraged me for a while now to do something about it. So no, nobody's objecting to anything, visibility or any impediment, any issue whatsoever. So all I was asking is, yeah.
Is this a 2-car garage?
Yes, I'm trying to put in a 2-car garage, correct, sure.
All right. There's no business use of the property or business storage that's to be accommodated in this garage?
No, whatsoever. No, it's just personal residence. Yes.
Okay, I understand your case, sir. I don't need any further information, so I'm prepared to close the record in this case. I'll make a decision on February 5 at the 3:00 recommendation meeting. No further testimony is given at that case. What did I say? 5. Oh, well, I meant February 4.
Mhm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, the hearing is February 4 at 3:00. That's the recommendation session. And I will announce in very short order. You don't need to attend. No further information is required. My recommendation goes to the County Development Committee, which makes its determination on the case and forwards the matter to the full county board. So presumably by the end of the month of February, you should have a final decision about your zoning request, sir.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so again, the site plan is there. If you want me to modify something to it, I could, but I know the architect drew it and he put the sizes there. You have the pictures. I hope you understand what I'm saying about the roof line over there, because it's just a hodgepodge. It's just crazy.
I do understand. I'm not sure how to. I think the short summary is the variation request is required in order to maintain the architectural integrity of the home, including the roof lines and the location of the house as it sits on the lot. So
correct, and better use without increasing costs, because as it is, nowadays inflation, everything's gonna be crazy to build, expense wise. But
I'm sorry, cost is not a cost. be a concern to me. But
Yeah.
we're okay. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for today. I'll indicate that there's no old business, no new business, and we're ready to adjourn. And we are.